What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. I read an article today that just blew my fucking mind, and since there's no real news going on, I thought I'd talk about it. It's a Yahoo Finance article. In the headline, the catch was almost 50% of Gen Z and Millennials still have their parents paying their bills on average slightly less than $1,500 a month. And like I said, I mean, I literally read it and I had to double take at the headline because I was like, 1,500, what? Millennial, Gen Z? Like, Gen Z kind of made sense, and I was like, Millennials? And I'm technically a Gen Z. I think I'm at the top end of the Gen Z bracket. Gen Z's from like 19. You're 19 years old right now. Millennials are like almost 40 or 40 years old or something like that. So that's, I mean, I knew all the millennials are adults at this point, so I don't know why you'd be getting money from your parents. You read a little bit further through the article, like I said, it averages out to almost $1,500 a month they're receiving from their parents. Millennials are around $800 to $900 on average, and the Gen Z are around $1,800 a month, receiving financial aid from the bank of their parents. And like I said, I don't know, to give a little bit of background on where I'm coming from, because obviously I have my own personal bias here that I'm just like, this is just on another level to me. I think, if I remember correctly, as soon as I turned 18, it was like, yeah, I'm not paying your phone bill anymore. Like, you pay that. You're an adult. Even though I was just going to college, like, people all the time stay on their parents' phone bills and things like that. But no, 18, your phone now. You're an adult. You pay for it. You handle it. My senior year of high school, we didn't have air conditioning in my house. The agreement was I can have air conditioning in my house, in my room with a window air conditioner, if I pay for the air conditioner and pay for the extra electricity that it costs. So that's where I'm coming from. That's the reality I was living in as I aged out of being a kid and into adulthood. Not the fastest, it's not the worst case scenario. Like, it's not like you just got thrown on the street or anything. But went off to college, it's your bills now. You pay for the bills. I think my dad took out like a Parent Plus loan, but it was always the expectation, like, I'd pay for it. Like, it's in his name, but I pay for it. I went to college. He didn't go to college, which he did, but not that time. So, like, my entire life has been, as soon as you're an adult, it's your responsibility. You pay for it. The fact that you have millennial, if you're 40 fucking years old and getting money from your parents just as like income, I mean, one, your parents are sick. That's awesome on them. On the parents that are doing this, hey, you're doing great. And hey, I think that's awesome that you've been able to do that for your kids. I would like to be able to do that for my kids in the future. Would I actually do it? No, because I'd fucking be disappointed, dude. Holy shit. If you're over 30 years old and accepting money from your parents, what the fuck are you doing? In my mind, like, hopefully your parents are better set up than this, but in my mind, like, I don't know, maybe my grandma even, but my mom likely, like, I would hope that they have their stuff set up, but I would be planning my future to help them if needed in the future. Like, that's the whole point. They took care of me when I was a kid. I should be able to, in theory, take care of them when they're older if they need it. That's a fair trade in my mind. I know a lot of people don't think like that, but I mean, maybe that's just how I feel about my family. I don't know. You let me know how you feel about your family. I'm sure there's some people that hate their parents and they're more like, yeah, fuck that. I'm never paying for anything they do. They treated me like shit or whatever, but that's not where I'm coming from. But if you're that old, I know the Gen Z one's probably skewed pretty heavy because these kids are in college. Like, the bottom part of the bracket of Gen Z is like all college-age kids. That's another thing. I mean, I went to college with a bunch of my buddies from where we grew up, and I would say the income of our parents was pretty different. Like, I had buddies that their parents were extremely successful, made a lot of money, and I obviously didn't have a bunch of money. Like, my parents weren't giving me money in college. So there was a big difference, but they still paid for their college. I think the one kid had like his parents' credit card, like if he needed. I'm sure he went out to the bars and used his parents' credit card and shit. But I know for a fact he wasn't dropping no $1,500 a month, bro. I mean, holy shit. 18, almost $2,000 a month. I think $1,500 a month, that's more than my mom makes in a year. And these people are just handing it off to their kids on average, $1,500. Like I said, I mean, props to you, parents, for being able to do that. And shame on you as if you're like, I don't know. I won't say 18 because I feel like that's too restrictive. If you're out of college, you have a full-time job, and you are taking money from your parents to pay for your lifestyle, like, dude, get a fucking grip. That's insane to me. Like, I can't imagine doing that. I can't imagine doing it for hundreds of dollars, $200-$300 a month, let alone fucking $1,500. That's a mortgage. I mean, depending on where you live. Where I live, that's a mortgage. You got your parents paying your rent and shit like that. I mean, I'm not going to get too nitty gritty. Like I said, the phone bill's one thing. Hey, I mean, if you're using your parents' their Netflix account or whatever, hey, run that ragged. As long as you're not costing them extra money, in my mind, hey, do whatever you can. Save as much money as you can when you're younger. That's all good stuff. And the funny thing about this article and what I wanted to tie it into was actually yesterday's video, which was about SNAP and food stamps and things like that. Was the article's point was basically showing how many people, like I said, almost 50%, half of parents, which is just, I don't know, I must live in some weird secluded place where this is just like complete outlier, because this is not how, I know plenty of people that are around me in my general town and stuff like that, and like how they either live their life or pay for their college and things like that. Their parents ain't paying for their shit, I'll tell you that. But the article's point was this is actually winding down and decreasing now because parents can't afford it, because it's hurting their retirement, and it's like eating into their retirement savings and funds, which economically I would think is a negative indicator. But I mean, if we're already starting at 50% of parents are able to afford this, and I'm sure it's an average, so I'm sure it's skewed by people taking way more money. I looked into it a little bit. It looks like $1,500. I mean, it doesn't look like $1,500 a month, 12 months comes out to $18,000. The gift tax maximum is $19,000. So I mean, if you had super rich parents, maybe they just give you the money to transfer some of the money for free without any taxes, and then you can invest it yourself or something. But overall, I mean, I don't know how much money you have to just hand off $20,000 a year. For me, it'd have to be like, I don't know, maybe you make like $400,000 or $500,000 a year to do that, or you have just millions of dollars saved away. But they said these parents are actually having to cut back a little bit because they can't afford it anymore, which, like I said, not the greatest outlook probably for the economy, if it weren't for the fact that, I don't know, maybe America really is just so rich that we can't even be bothered to worry about anything. Recession doesn't matter. Nothing matters, because apparently there's so many people out here that just have buku money. They just don't give a fuck anymore. But it said the main expense for these parents that they're basically paying for their kids is groceries. And I mean, I feel that. I wish somebody would give me fucking, I don't know what we spend on groceries. We've been trying to buy some more like organic and like, I don't know. I go to the local butcher shop here instead of buying meat at like the grocery store, because it's just better quality. It's a little more expensive, but hey, bought a thing of organic milk because I was like, well, the baby's not drinking milk yet, but I wanted to try the organic milk myself, test it out. Organic milk is fucking $7.70 a gallon, bro. Almost $8 a gallon. A regular gallon of milk is like $2.70. I think it might have been $3.70, because I want to say it was almost double, but I think it was over double. It's more than double. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. $2.80 sounds right. $2.79 I think is what the milk was. Your hormone milk that's non-organic. But just organic Kroger milk is almost $8 a gallon, because I'm gonna eventually, I'll just eat the cost, I guess. But I would like the baby, once she's around a year old, when she starts drinking cow's milk, I'm gonna go out of my way to get organic milk for while she's little, at least. And she ain't gonna drink that much, but I mean, there's weeks where I drink 2 gallons of milk, bro. I can't be spending $14 on 2 gallons of milk for just a week to just drink for whatever, when I drink it with meals and breakfast and shit like that. Like, can't be doing that. It's too expensive. I think this month, March 2025, our grocery bill for 2 people and a baby, which the baby's just now eating real food. Yeah, I mean, it's easy creeping on $800, $900. And like I said, we're going out of our way to buy some better quality meats. I think last week we had some ribeyes the other night. I mean, you buy 3 pounds worth of ribeye, it's going to be $40-$50 probably. So it's like, hey, that's one area I don't skimp on. I like eating well, so I'll pay the extra money to do that. But I mean, $800 a month. No wonder their fucking parents need to help them pay for the groceries. Because I mean, I feel like in college I was living off $300 or $400 a month as a single person. I could eat for a month off that pretty easily. I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to be subsidized for a nice $200-$300 and go get some better food while I was in college, but wouldn't have to live off beans and weenies during college. But hey, it is what it is. I can afford it now, so now I go buy ribeye. But I mean, this is just, like I said, it's insane. I honestly wanted to make this video because I just want to know what you think about this. I got great amount of comments on the last video. That's my favorite part. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care. Obviously, I would want anybody watching this to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Come back, watch the other videos and things like that. But just leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking, because that's where I have my fun, is reading through the comments and responding. I was happy to see that the Snap BBT video got a lot of positive comments, and yeah, it made me feel nice to at least know a lot of people agree with what I think is the obvious correct position to take on this, is that we should just get rid of all this garbage food from the SNAP program. But hey, there's some people I get to argue with in the comments, but I don't know. Won't know unless you leave a comment, so I'd appreciate it if you did. And same as leaving a like on the video. Let me know if you liked it, and dislike it. And if you didn't like it, tell me why you think I'm wrong, if that's why you're disliking it. Like I said, subscribe, come back for more. I'd appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.